This is outdated. And welcome back to episode 4 of season 1 of Theater of My Mind. We have been playing Call of Cthulhu, 7th edition, specifically Alone Against the Flames. And if you watched our previous 3 episodes, you know where we are. But for a recap, in case you don't, my character's name is Alistair Wayne. It is the 1920s. I have just been given at 30 a entry-level professorship at Miskatonic University in Arkham, Massachusetts. I'm on my way to that new life, leaving my old life, which apparently kind of sucked, behind me. So I'm riding with this guy, and we break down at this little village called Emberhead in the middle of nowhere. He says to meet him at 8 o'clock. He should have the car fixed by then, and we'll be heading out. I get there early, and he's already gone. And he left at sunrise, which would have been considerably earlier than 8. Interestingly, my character, one of the few times he rolled well, recognized that this guy was lying. He knew enough about the car that he probably would not have made that mistake unless it was intentional. So I thought they left me here probably to fleece me of money, but it doesn't look like that. So I'm trying to find my way out of town, and no one else apparently has a car. They've got this massive metal thing in the middle of town called the Beacon, black iron thing that just looks really weird, and everything is centered on it. They have a festival coming up. I'm exploring and trying to figure out the town and thinking, well, that's all this is. It's going to make me sink a bunch of money in this town to keep it afloat and then get me out of here, what do we call it? Like cut rate capitalism, I guess, well, long story short, just making my window a little bigger. Long story short, it becomes clear after a while I'm being watched. I try to interact with people. I try to accost them. I try to confront them. I'm not able to. I do a lot of research. I start to realize the lady who I'm staying with, May Ledbetter, who seemed very sweet, very friendly, is actually up to something. And I sneak into her house. The festival's about to start pretty soon. They're putting a bunch of wood up on the thing, for a massive bonfire. I don't know why this never ends well. I decided to search her house, and underneath her bed, and a rug underneath her bed, I find a trap door. And that's where we left off. I was about to decide what to do with that trap door. I feel like I'm out of options. I've played this 3 times before. Once when I created my first character, got nowhere near this part of the story. It worked out completely differently. Once when I acted as GM or keeper in the Call of Cthulhu term to walk my middle daughter Sarah through the same story, ended up completely different. And once walking my younger daughter Karen through the same story, again, completely different. This playthrough, completely different, right? The only thing that those others had in common was some stuff at the beginning and maybe the last scene. And then a couple of them shared a couple of other decisions. But for the most part, things played out quite differently. And this has been I had no idea any of this was here. So let's find out what we're going to do next. So let me go ahead and share the screens with you. On the left, you're going to see the actual book with the numbers I can click to go where I need to go. And on the right, you're going to see the online dice roller that has been the bane of my freaking existence. I was able to make this roll to find this. I think I've made 2 other rolls the entire time that benefited my character. The only other roll that I rolled that was a positive was actually helping somebody else that hurt my character. So go figure. But here we go. We're on number 95. We're going to pick up there. I'm just going to read that whole section again. You notice scrapes on the floorboards corresponding to the legs of the bed. With effort, you slide the bed away. There's a rug spread beneath it, and beneath the rug, a trap door. You ease it open. The dark space beneath is some kind of cellar. To descend into the cellar, go to 114. If you would rather give this up, go to 120. I'm going to 114. I think I'm in danger already. Going in there is just going to put me either in more danger, which is basically still danger, or I might be able to find a solution. 114 it is. The daylight barely offers enough illumination to see, but a hot lantern during daytime would be very suspicious. You squeeze beneath the floor and glance around. Your impression is that May keeps her junk here, for there are many boxes of different sizes piled in untidy heaps. It takes a few seconds before you realize they're all traveling trunks or suitcases. There are about 20 of them. The implication hits you hard, yet you maintain enough control to check the luggage tags. You count 8 or 9 different names before you stop. Scrambling back up to the bedroom, you close the trapdoor with trembling fingers, returning the bed to its place. Okay, that was not what I was hoping to find. But people have been coming here and not leaving. I'm next on the list, it looks like. We're going to go to 120. You feel a deepening unease about Emberhead and this day in particular. Once you have attempted 3 of the options below, go to 98. Otherwise, you may... Okay, so here's the 3 options. Search Melee Better's better. I already did that. Go alone to the village hall. Take a closer look at Artisan's Courtyard. Spy on activity at the beacon. Slip down to the East Road and flee for good. I'm going to take a closer look at the Artisan's Courtyard, 219. Did that work? There it is. You approach around the back of the buildings in Emberhead's northwest corner. By this time in the morning, you would expect activity in the Artisan's Courtyard, but the benches and anvils sit deserted. Your footsteps echo off the surrounding walls. One of the workshops is shut up and padlocked. You peek through the joints, but you can see nothing inside. To try to crack the padlock, go to 225. To physically break into the locked workshop, go to 232. To move on to another area, go to 120. Crack the padlock or break into the locked workshop. Let's see. Breaking would probably be strength, which is a 40. Cracking the padlock would probably be locksmithing, which I simply don't have. I have 1. I'm gonna try to break into the locked workshop. I'm guessing on what it's going to require. You examine the workshop. It is well constructed, but the wood has been weakened by years of sun and rain. You may be able to break it open with 1 fierce charge. You'd better make it good, though. You can't afford to attract attention with repeated tries. Make a strength roll. If you succeed, 244. If you not, you go to 238. Okay, strength roll. My strength is a 40. I need a 40 or below. It's almost 50-50. Here goes. 28. Did it. If you succeed, 244. Boop. You push aside the door and step inside the workshop. The air is cool against your face, and you see light glinting through the eaves. The center of the room features a raised slab with a slight slope. An indentation beneath it suggests something sits there. A basin, perhaps? Prone shapes are racked against the far wall, covered with red cloth. They look human. To investigate further, 250. Yeah, 250. We're doing that. You approach the red-shrouded figures, expecting them at any moment to leap up and grab at you. There are 3. Each has a label hanging from its toes. Benjamin Kramer, 1/19, 1927. Abraham Hollingsworth, 4/22, 1927. Marianne Phipps, 8/6, 1927. You lift 1 corner of the shroud. Underneath, wrapped in tight bandages, is a thin but unmistakably human form. You are looking at 3 dead bodies, embalmed dead bodies. Ooh. Make a sanity roll. If you fail, lose 1d2 sanity points, go to 256. Okay, what is my sanity? My current sanity, is that it? Is that sanity? Yeah, is 60. So I need to roll 60 or below. No. So now I need a D2. So I'm going to actually do a, I'm just going to get, fart. I'm going to get rid of one of these. All right, 1 through 5. Wait, how many did it say I'd lose? 1 to 2 sanity. 1 through 5, I lose 1. 6 or above, I lose 2. Of course I lose 2. My character is in big poop. All right. Sanity is down to 58. I'm going to add the die back because I'm going to need it probably. Go to 256. So, I thought you looked like a snoop. Like what you found, did you? A burly villager fills the doorway, blocking out much of the daylight. You can make out a dark apron and a thick beard. He steps forward, fist raised. To surrender without a fight, go to 108. To fight the artisan, go to 262. All right, I actually have the brawl skill. Where is it? At 45, I'm gonna go ahead and fight him. At this point, I'm gonna end up like these stiffs. 262. You struggle with the huge man. His fists come out of the darkness like hammers. Conduct close quarters combat. Using pages 12 and 13 of the quick start rules, you may need to refer to page 7 first to look up your damage bonus. The combatant with the higher dex acts first. You and the artisan will take 1 action each combat round. You may fight back, rolling your fighting brawl, or dodge, using dodge, against each attack. Combat rolls are opposed rolls. Whoever gets the best level of success wins. The artisan has a dex of 41 and a fighting brawl skill of 35. And it has a 17% half, 7% on 1/5 for the fighting brawl. He has 12 hit points. He will attack you every combat round, and his successful hits do 1d3 plus 1d4 damage. If you have a knife, I do not. Now, when I did my first playthrough, I ended up picking up a knife. I had never found a use for it. There it is. If you have a knife or similar weapon, each successful hit you make does 1d4 plus your damage bonus. If you are unarmed, the damage is 1d3 plus your damage bonus. I don't have a damage bonus. I already know that. After 3 rounds, you may attempt to circle round behind the man and escape. This requires a hard roll, and if you do not achieve a success on the roll, he may land another blow. Okay. Here we go. So whoever has the highest dex goes first in Call of Cthulhu, if I remember correctly. His dexterity is a 41. My dexterity is a 60. I go first. My fighting brawl is a 45, okay? And he'll have to use his dodge. What is his dodge? Okay, his dodge is, of course, half of his dex, so his dodge is a 20. Okay, so my 45, I miss. So, I mean, I don't even know if I need to roll his dodge of a 20. I missed. So, it doesn't really matter. So, because I think the defender, yeah, okay. So it's all right, why not? Let's roll his dodge, see if he dodged anyway. He didn't. Okay, now it's his turn. He attacks me with his fighting brawl of 35. 90. That's bad. He misses. My dodge of a 60. I don't need it, but I dodged. My turn. Fight. This is right now round 2. Fighting brawl 45. Come on. Really. His dodge roll was meaningless, but we'll do it anyway. Now his attack roll. 35. Did he hit me? Yes, barely. I have to do the dodge roll. My dodge is a 60. He got a basic success. I got a basic success. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm going to double check the rule book. If I'm remembering correctly, high successes go to the attacker, but I'm double checking. Or wait, a melee, it's one way, and I think it goes to the attacker. Shooting with guns, it's a different way, and it goes to the defender. But let me just double check, because if so, I'm about to get hurt. Those skill rolls, sanity, combat. On a character's turn in the dex order, you may choose to initiate an attack against an opponent. In addition, each time a character is attacked, they get to choose how they will respond, be it by dodging or fighting back. If you are fighting back, use your fighting skill. All right, so for me, okay. So that is, he probably wouldn't have tried to dodge. He would have just fought back. You are dodging, use the dodge skill. It's a simple matter. The winning side avoids receiving any damage and will inflict damage unless dodging or on their opponent. When fighting back, the best a person can achieve is regular damage, whereas the character initiating the attack, if successful, can achieve extreme damage. Sorry. That's it. Okay, good enough for me. So I dodged. So dodge would mean no damage. So that is actually round 2. We're now on round 3. I will attack with my 45. And not only did I hit, my hard success is a 22. That's a 17. I hit with a hard success. I'm gonna let him fight back. His 41, he would need a 10 for a hard success. A 10 or less. 17. No, I hit him. Boom. That's what you get. Oh wait. And so I'm gonna do 1d3 damage. Let's get rid of these. 6-sided die divided by 3. Yeah, divided by 2. Yeah, 3 damage. Okay, so he is now down to 12 hit points. I'm going to jot that down someplace. He had 12 hit points. I mean, he is now down to 9 hit points. And I've got to finish round 3. He's going to attack me. So let's ditch that. Boop, boop, roll. That sucked for him. Okay, now, what did it say I could do? I have not reduced him to 6 hit points. Okay, I can try to escape. Okay, if I circle around him to escape, what am I rolling on? Let's check the rules thing just to make sure there's nothing there about escaping. Fighting maneuvers. I'm kind of skimming. None of that has it. To escape would be a dex roll. That makes sense to me. And my dex is a 30, but it has to be a hard success. If I fail this roll, he gets to try to hit me again. If I stay, he's going to try to hit me anyway. I'm going to try it. Hard roll. I need normally a 60 for a regular success. This is a 30. I need a 30 or below. 24, yes. And if you successfully escape, go to 12. You sidestep and slip out of the workshop. As the artisan follows, you swing the door into his face. Eat that, jerk. He staggers back, a hand to his nose. You take the opportunity to flee. You can investigate further if you would like. Perhaps it would be wiser to leave town. Checkmark the small box. Actually, I need to checkmark the box by dodge. It was a dodge roll, which was the exact same anyway. And I need to checkmark the one for brawling, because I did that. I'm making sure I didn't do any of these others. I can't upgrade my credit rating, I don't think. I'm going to mark, no, because there's no box, so we'll assume I can't. Never even made a library use roll. I think I did do a spot hidden. So we'll do that there. Okay. So what do I do? Oh, now I go to 120. Oh, boy. Okay, we got by that guy. Here we go again. Okay, here we go again. So what have I done? I did the Ledbetter's place. I did the Artisan's Courtyard. Okay. I can try the Village Hall, or I can try to slip down the East Road to flee, or spy on activity at the beacon. I'm staying away from the beacon. I'm not going anywhere near that beacon. Here's the thing. When others who played with me went down tried to escape, and I tried to escape, it never succeeded. And I don't know. I mean, it would take some amazing die rolls. I have no idea what happens if I go alone to the Village Hall now, so let's give it a shot. Keeping away from the streets, you skirt the northern cliffs and approach the Village Hall from the rear. It is close to the beacon, and you will not be able to use the door unobserved. You check the windows. The one on the east side facing the beacon is bricked up. A shutter is loose on the westernmost window, and you are able to ease it open and slide inside, closing the shutter behind you. You drop into the village meeting room and pad through, passing through dim shafts of light and listening to the excited chatter of the locals from outside. The door opposite reads, "Private." Hearing nothing from the other side, you turn the handle. 133. The room is lined with books. In the corner is a small water closet and pantry. A quick survey of the rest of the room reveals little, so you turn to the bookcase. The dim light makes it difficult to read the spines. Is there anything useful here? Make a spot hidden roll. If you have examined this bookshelf before, you may have a bonus die. Nice. If you succeed, okay. Spot hidden is 25. I will have a bonus die because I've already gone through here before. So some of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a die. So some of this stuff I already know is useless. So that actually does make it a little easier, but a 25 is not going to be easy to do. Technically, I can spend luck points, if I remember correctly. I haven't done that, but it does mention luck earlier. So let's look and see how that works, because I feel like this would be a good time to uncork some luck points. So let me see. Well, it's not. Okay, that's character creation stuff. Let's look here where it says how to figure out luck points. Calculate luck by blah, 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 blah. Brian is fleeing a horde of zombies and jumps into a nearby car. The keeper asks for a luck roll to determine whether the keys are in the ignition, as it's a completely random chance. Brian makes a percentage roll using a 1d100, rolls 28, which is lower than his luck. Okay, that's not what I thought. It says see page 15 for more information on luck rolls. Let's try that. Luck rolls may be called for by the keeper when circumstances external to the investigator are in question, and also when determining the fickle hand of fate. If, for example, an investigator wants to know if there is an item lying nearby that they could use as a weapon, or if the flashlight they have found has any juice left in it, then call for a luck roll. Note that if a skill or characteristic is more appropriate to the situation, then it should be used rather than luck. To succeed in a luck roll, the investigator must roll equal to or under their current luck. If the keeper calls for a group luck roll, blah, blah, blah. I'm making sure there's no way to actually spend luck. Apparently not. Okay. Wrong game. So, okay. Here we go. 25 or below, and I get the bonus die, so I take the lower of the ones on top. And that was a complete disaster. Wait, no, it wasn't. Because that's a 0. 0-3 is a 3. Yes. Yes. Hard success. Oh my God. Yes, I am out of here. Okay. Well, maybe. Succeed 147. You're looking along the spines when you notice how close the bookcase is to the window of the north wall. From outside, there is a solid 3 or 4 feet between the edge of the window and the wall, and the bookcase covers the wall with the bricked up window. Further examination reveals an ingenious arrangement of slipcases physically attached to the shelves. When you pull to the left, an entire section of the bookcase swings out. The clatter of activity around the beacon seems to be building, and you flinch at every conversation that gets too close to the building's door. To investigate behind the bookcase, go to 153. That's what I'm going to do. You squint into the darkness behind the bookcase. It is a small alcove, big enough for one person, and has a hidden shelf on either side. You cannot make out any titles in this light. Let's see. Checking my time here. To risk opening one of the cliffside windows a little, go to 165. To grab a few books and leave. All right, I'm going to have risk opening it a little. Enough light spills into the room for you to make out titles. The contents of the alcove are quite different from the wider library. The books are much older. Some are handwritten, and many are in strange scripts you do not recognize. You could spend a week in here just browsing through the bizarre volumes. Make a library use roll. If you succeed, go to 177. If you fail, go to 184. But if you do fail, you may push the roll by attempting it again. Okay. So we're going to try my library use roll. Now, I have a decent library use skill. 50. We are getting close to wrapping this episode up. I thought this would be our finale, but we may go, one more episode. But here we go. Let's try it. 50 or below. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, I failed it. All right, but I'm going to push the roll. So what does it mean to push the roll? Let's double check. Post skills, luck rolls, bonus and penalty dice. Sanity, insanity, combat. Okay, where are you, push rolls? Okay, this is some basic stuff. I'm just looking to see, how do I push a roll exactly? And I know I roll it again, but do I get a bonus or penalty die? That's all character creation and skill descriptions. Touches. Skill rolls and difficulty. There it is. If you can justify it through your investigator's actions, you can push a failed skill roll. Pushing a skill roll allows you to roll the dice a second time. However, the stakes are raised. If you fail a second time, the keeper gets to inflict a dire consequence upon your character. Before a pushed roll is made, the keeper has the option of foreshadowing what might happen. Okay, then. If the push roll has failed, the player can then decide whether it's worth the risk. Okay, I don't have any foreshadowing, except that I know that if I fail the push roll, I actually end up at a different place than at just the failed roll. You know what? This is a great place to end. We're at a cliffhanger. We're on number 165. We're going to push the roll in the bookcase to try to survive. We know we're in danger. We know we're running out of options. And next episode is our last chance to survive. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Theater of My Mind. One episode to go, I think. And in it, we will determine if Alistair Wayne can escape or if he will become the Village of Emberhead's next victim. See you then. Peace.